Mike, thank goodness it's time to film Show of the Weekend and someone stole a purple sofa. Can you believe it? Who would do something like that?
Yeah, who can say?
Ellen's going to be so mad at me. She trusted me to look after it. I've let her down.
Look, how about I help you find a replacement? I think I've got an idea where I can find one.
My hero. Whoa, Mike, that was quick. How did you... it doesn't matter. I tell you what, to say thank you properly, why don't you stay and do the whole show with me?
I think the cash reward we discussed will be thanks enough.
I don't have any money because I get paid in shiny rocks, but would you like a rock? It's shiny.
I'll just do the show.
Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend. How could you turn it down though? Look at the gleam on. It's actually a dinosaur bone.
Stop trying to get rid of your trash rocks.
It is a dinosaur bone.
Is it?
Yeah.
Which bit of a dinosaur though?
It's a bit of an iguanodon.
Oh, is it the nose?
Yeah, it's the iguanodon's famous
nose.
Famous nose. This was a gift, a very, very generous gift from an Xtra fan.
Ah, very nice.
To me at a meet.
It's not one of those things that's like a fossilized dinosaur poo, is it? Because I always
a
feel
coprolite.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of like a backhanded gift.
I wish, man. I tell you what, they're the great fossil. Anyway, from the prehistoric past to the near gaming future. Yes,
nice.
That's a segue. Mike, you and I have both played something that's not out yet. It's called Far Cry New Dawn.
Yes.
I think I put the emphasis correctly there.
Yes.
New Dawn.
New Dawn.
New Dawn.
New Dawn.
Far Cry New Dawn. Yeah, so Far Cry New Dawn.
Yes.
What the hell is going on with that?
It's basically Hope County from Far Cry 5, but after the nukes went off, spoiler alert, everyone knows it's fine.
You know what, also, like, I really think the ending to Far Cry 5 was pretty disappointing. So I really feel like that's one...
You were hoping for something bigger scale than all-out nuclear war?
Well, no, I was hoping for a happier, nicer ending than the prophet you've been chasing turning out to be right. Because the whole way through the game, he's like... he's just like a cult leader.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like, surprise.
Maybe cult leaders are good, actually.
I was right, the world ended. And I'm like, no, you didn't. just because by staggering coincidence you were right about this one thing.
You know he's back in the new game as well. Sorry.
How? It's the future. Isn't he radioactive by now?
I mean, hopefully he's got like 8 arms. He's turned into a man spider.
So when I heard about Far Cry New Dawn,
yes.
I have to say I was not terribly optimistic because of all the Far Cry games I've played, I think Hope County may be my least favourite Far Cry setting because...
But how do you feel about Hope County with lots of pink flowers?
You know what? Yeah, I feel a bit better about it. And having
but
played
like this much better.
Yeah, it is prettier. It is. I think we only played it for like an hour or so, but I think just sort of roaming around in that open world, I think the colours do make a difference. I think it's more fun to.
I've heard there are giant mutant animals in it as well.
Well, we hunted a bear. It wasn't
that giant or mutant, but it was. It did have ginger hair.
Yeah.
Who can say what else nuclear war has wrought?
There was probably something deeply
wrong with it.
And wrong with it.
All the insides, the outside was normal, but the insides were more mutated.
Just
all the organs were backwards.
The one thing I'm sure of,
situs invertus.
I'm just so confident that we didn't hunt a perfectly ordinary innocent bear.
Yeah, there was something
for no
wrong
reason.
with it.
There was something wrong. It was about.
It knew its crimes. It knew what it did.
Yeah. It was serious, whatever they were. Did you enjoy playing it when we played it together?
More than I thought I would, because as we've discussed on the show before, I believe, I have a real problem with the numbers thing, right?
You hate numbers coming out.
So they've added what they describe as like light RPG elements, but basically
not that light.
That Borderlands type thing of enemies have different levels and weapons have different levels, and you can't really fight an enemy that's higher level unless you've got a higher level weapon.
Why do you hate that stuff so much?
I'm a very impatient man. Right?
Sure.
And quite often I want to press on through a game, and I hate having those kind of like arbitrary barriers that don't really seem to make any sense, like narratively or just in terms of the the physics of a bullet going into someone's head.
Yeah, it doesn't make much narrative sense that someone could like strap a bit of tin to their chest and
all of a sudden like absorb 40 bullets.
And now they're like purple grade.
But I must say, I enjoyed New Dawn a bit more than I thought, because at least the early level enemies really do go down just like regular sort of first person shooter enemies. It's not like that Division thing where you'll like line up a headshot and you'll shoot them in the head and they're wearing a freaking beanie or something and they're like shrug it off, and they've still got a massive energy bar.
Dark Souls, numbers come out in Dark Souls, but that's a different kind of game to Far Cry, or at least it's a different kind of game than I wanted. I don't know, it's complicated, isn't it?
Also, it's like fantasy creatures, right? Like if you're fighting a giant thing in Dark Souls, like it's kind of understandable that your little pig sticker isn't going to do that much damage.
Yeah.
Or if they're like an animated skeleton, right? Like, again, stabbing it up isn't going to make that much difference. Whereas when it's humans, like in The Division and like in Far Cry New Dawn, I always feel like there's a bit of like, I have to sort of switch off the bit of my brain that says when someone gets shot in the head, it would be bad for them.
There's no health bar.
Yeah,
Your health bar goes from 1 to 0.
Yes, if you get shot in the head.
But you have health, and then the health is gone.
Yes, exactly. I can see why people want to do it, because they feel like it adds more depth to the combat, and it allows them to kind of control the difficulty curve better. But equally, I feel like you need to be able to break those rules as a developer. So like, if I shoot an exploding barrel next to someone, it should basically atomize them regardless of what level they are. Or if I run them over in a car, they should be flattened by the car. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
There should be exceptions to the rule. And there is no human on Earth, regardless of how much motocross armor they're wearing, who can take like 40 bullets to the chest. I don't know, we played with that saw blade launcher, which it's sort of...
That's pretty serious.
If that was the start of the game, it just hands you a crossbow that fires saw blades right at the start. And that thing is effective. Like whenever I shot someone with that, they really knew about it.
Those saws bladed right through. Animals!
As our resident animal expert...
Thank you.
Or at least the one on the sofa.
So I really, really enjoy it. They're called fangs for hire in the fiction of the game. On the one hand, you've got this game where you can shoot someone sort of 20 times in the chest and they're fine. But if you're going to be that unrealistic, then the very least you can do is let people have an invulnerable, super intelligent warthog ally who is like the greatest member of any SWAT team ever, despite still being a warthog, and you can be like, warthog, go. That's a go on the target.
And the warthog sprints.
Yeah, and the warthog's like... We talked about this a bit in Show of the Weekend, actually, that in Far Cry 5, those animals are basically game-breakingly powerful.
Yeah.
Like, you don't... Once you have a couple
One of them was a bear.
Yeah, once you have the bear and Peaches, the mountain lion, who is like a stealth expert, who you can be like, Peaches, there we go,
Yeah.
like that. And Peaches will be like, got it, and then go and...
Do a multi-stage stealth operation.
There basically comes a point in Far Cry 5 where if you're playing with the Fangs for Hire, you can be unarmed the whole game. You're just directing animals.
Do you think Peaches thought she was the real hero of Far Cry 5?
I think Peaches was the real hero of Far Cry 5.
You were her escort mission.
So one of the things I like in New Dawn is that the dog, whose name is Timber, can get in the car with you. We rode around with Timber in the sidecar.
Sidecar of our motorbike.
Welcome to...
We look at a dog.
We look at a dog until we arrive at our waypoints.
Pretty hilarious, but I think that really does just highlight that it's Timber's story. What I would like, and we talked about this, Mike, is if Timber could get in the car, and then you could get out the car, and then Timber could drive away, but the camera follows Timber, and you can't control anything. You just watch.
And that's game over. And the credits roll.
Yeah. But like, no, I would watch. I think I would watch.
It's like an episode of The Littlest Hobo.
I think I would watch 40 hours of AI Timber. I would play a game where you basically don't do anything except watch AI animals play the game for you. Yes. People love Nintendogs. Except with Nintendogs, it's bad because you can interact with the dogs and they know you're there.
Right.
It would be better if you couldn't touch them or feed them. You could only watch as they did whatever they wanted. Don't you think that would be good?
I think I've found a game concept I like less than numbers coming out of people's heads.
I quite enjoy the futuristic dystopian setting. I like that it's colourful. We've just been playing Metro, which is also like a sort of dystopia.
A bit more brown.
A bit more grim.
Reminds me of, have you seen Annihilation? That kind of like very verdant, like almost like after the apocalypse and after humans are taken out of the equation, actually nature flourishes rather than like a blasted barren wasteland. You've got plants everywhere, and the lichen's taken over, isn't it? Basically,
the lichen has taken over, as is going to happen. So why fight it? Imagine a game where you could just watch lichen grow by itself, and you could
stop designing games.
Well, I mean, let's stay optimistic about it.
Yeah.
I like some of the weapon design. I like the animals.
Yeah, I'm glad it exists. Like, it's one of those things where they turn around a kind of. I think it's by the same team as Far Cry Primal, so it's kind of one of those spin-off, in-the-middle Far Cry games that you get in between the bigger ones. But actually, they usually sort of over-deliver. They've benefited from the fact that it's Hope County. But I think there'll be a lot of game in there.
I think so. Oh yeah, it doesn't feel like a little spin-off DLC thing. It feels like a huge game. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be economic from their point of view, so hopefully it'll be nice if it translates to a fun game as well. But Mike, from one with lots of bright colours to another one.
Oh, really?
Yes, because we're going to talk about the weird game that is getting some attention at the moment. It's called Pikuniku. Quirky puzzle game Pikuniku comes to the Switch as well as Mac and PC. You play the Beast, a little red blob on two long spindly legs who adorably lurches about this adorable looking 2D puzzle platformer. In the words of the developers, help peculiar characters overcome struggles, uncover a deep state conspiracy, and start a fun little revolution in this delightfully dystopian adventure. So yeah, it's a weird sort of game. It's got
The Beast, is that really what that thing's called?
Yeah, it's got this kind of cutesy aesthetic, but a little bit of a sort of satirical edge.
Yeah?
I kind of like it.
Sounds good.
Looks rad, and it's getting some good reviews. Now, Mike, in dystopias, everything is not as it may seem, and neither is this quiz. That's because I am not the one actually asking you the questions. In this quiz, the silent overseer Ellen has sent me these questions
from her
for
airship.
you.
There's always an airship in a dystopia.
Yeah.
That's how you know you've ended up in a dystopia. If you look in the sky and there's an airship.
How? How is there an airship? Pikuniku may seem to be a cutesy puzzle game, but it hides a slightly darker satirical side.
Yes.
Mike, can you think of any other single adorable game that you secretly suspect is a nightmare dystopia?
Ooh. This is not my own original thoughts, but I did see someone suggesting that the Cars movies and therefore the Cars games are a bleak dystopian scenario where all humans are actually dead and the cars have become sentient and are just doing their own thing.
For sure.
And that's why you never see any humans.
For sure.
And all the audience in the motor races are also cars.
I buy it.
Yeah.
People say that all the Pixar films share a universe.
A bleak dystopian universe.
Yeah, well, the idea is that, Cars is set in the far future of Toy Story. Maybe Andy, his human body long dead, has had his mind transplanted into
He's got one of those doll head spiders inside his skull operating all the different things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's had his mind put into a steering wheel, so now he can just drive around.
I also like the idea in those Transformers films that if someone was sitting in Optimus Prime's cab as he transformed, they'd just be mashed up, and then a load of blood would just seep out through the chassis.
I'm not going to say I like that idea, but I know what you mean. They're not very functional cars, are they, Transformers?
Not really.
Mike, in the game, you come across weird corporation, Sunshine Incorporated, as you uncover a huge and very weird conspiracy.
Yes.
You see, Mike, Sunshine Incorporated promised to use giant robots to take away all your junk in return for free money. But if that sounds too good to be true, well, you might just be right.
What if my junk all sparks joy?
Oh.
Every single bit of my junk sparks joy. Actually, that sounds like I'm talking about something
I think
entirely different.
And we've got the title of your memoirs.
I'm so sorry. I honestly didn't think of other meaning.
That's fine, Mike. Mike, you might just be right. To test this theory, please choose a number between 1 and 6 and select something that you've left lying about to be taken by Sunshine Incorporated's giant robots in return for free money.
I will have... Let's go for 4.
Your item is your race car.
Oh my god.
That's right. That was item number 4. I'm sorry.
Crikey.
And how much money will you get for it? They have taken the race car for... Hang on, just crunching the numbers.
It's almost worth me crashing my race car if they're going to take it away.
50p.
What?
I know, Mike, I'm sorry. Hey, Ellen wrote this quiz.
You've got to understand just how much I'll be financially out by that. Depreciation on cars is pretty bad.
Well, there you go. So maybe 50p is a good price.
It really isn't.
Did you even think, Mike, that maybe Ellen's thought about all this and maybe she's giving you a pretty good deal? I think she is.
Ellen, you're not having my racing car. I'll drive my racing car away from the robots.
Sunshine Inc.
How long will I last?
Sunshine Inc. has already taken it.
What?
Sorry, Mike.
Oh, damn.
Mike, co-op is also available in the game. You and a friend will work together to solve puzzles.
Okay.
But Mike,
Yes.
who on the team would you want to work with in order to deconstruct a major conspiracy as a dot with legs in order to get your junk back? Please show you're working. Now, obviously, one of those teammates is here and liable to get massive offence if they're not chosen. So, Mike.
Well, I feel like probably I would go for Luke.
Yeah, I think probably. Yeah, why did you have to think about it for so long?
Because
No, Mike. All right.
I had to pretend I'm not being pressured into it.
Okay, I will so graciously take myself out of the running.
All right, okay.
Who of your colleagues, who of your outside Xbox co-founders
Do you know what?
who will be watching this?
I would probably go with Ellen because I feel like she's very connected to the internet. She's very aware of what's going on social media.
Yes.
All these conspiracy theories and things always rattle around the internet.
Yeah.
So I suspect Ellen would have the most direct line and be able to filter through the nonsense and get to the real heart of the conspiracy theories that actually make sense.
Yeah, I can picture Ellen in one of those like rooms in
Several
hacking movies.
screens, yeah.
full of and
Keyboards everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Connected to all the social networks.
Yeah, you're Jack Bauer on the ground about
Yeah.
to like infiltrate the building, and she's like looking at camera 5, and
Yeah.
it's like hold, wait, and you'll be like, huh! And then someone will come around the corner with some coffee, and you'll be like, go.
Yeah. And I do my...
Exactly.
Yeah, all that
I
stuff.
feel like Ellen might be bringing more to the table in that situation, actually. But
I brought a theme tune.
you have brought a theme tune, to be fair. There it is.
Can't put a monetary value on that.
Mike, having chosen your partner in this taking down the conspiracy situation,
Yes.
I now
I
want
forgot
you...
I'm a dot with legs. I don't even know how I'd be holding a phone.
Well, Mike, you're going to have to...
Between my knee and my... Like this. Hopping around.
Hopping on
On the phone to Ellen.
on the other leg. Meanwhile, Ellen's like, I can see on that monitor that you're in trouble, but she'd have to type with her legs. Imagine the keyboard. Well, Mike.
Is she a dot with legs as well?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's a dot with legs.
In fact, it's a good job that we're envisioning this because for your final part of the
Right.
quiz, Mike, I want you to draw yourself and your partner Ellen
As a dot with
in the
legs.
style of Pikuniku taking down a corporation, an evil conspiracy.
Okay, cool. All right.
And while you're doing that, I will be admiring this dinosaur.
Cool. Done, I think.
Oh,
Maybe?
just as I got to the chorus. Amazing.
Of Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
Shall I talk you through my thinking?
Yes, I think you'd better. Okay.
This is Ellen with all her social media screens. The screen text a bit like the Matrix.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah.
And she's smashing away on this particular keyboard with her feet. And I'm like trying to balance the phone on a knee.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it, trying to work out what this garbage that Ellen's just sent me is.
Oh, yeah, because she'll be sending you images.
Yeah,
Like,
and
I've emailed you through the blueprints, and you'll be like,
Exactly. So that's
Yeah.
my question mark, because I assume I don't have a mouth, so I can't actually just say. And she doesn't have a mouth either. So it's all
Replicate
text
your
and
phone.
image-based communication. And then this is, you know, like how if you're a dystopian organisation, you always have a skyscraper.
yeah.
Right? And this is like the Sunshine Incorporated one. And
Oh,
this is like a
cool.
sunshine.
Yeah,
But
nice.
it also is an eye for observing this population and making sure no one's stepping out of line.
Could it be a laser as well?
I mean, yeah,
The
also,
heat
it
ray.
opens out and beams a laser and immolates people who step out of line.
Imagine if Sauron's eye had been a laser.
I mean, it would have been a much
Would have
shorter film trilogy.
Yeah, game over for the Fellowship. God, imagine that.
And then on the top of the building, they're displaying my racing car, which they got for the bargain price of 50p.
That's what you're going back to get it.
Yeah, so I'm going back to rescue it. I mean,
Nice.
there's also probably saved the world from the conspiracy, but priority one is getting my
I
racing
reckon
car.
actually the Pikuniku characters could drive a race car with 2 legs because the legs are so sort of long and elastic and bendy. I can sort of imagine one doing the pedals.
One for the pedals and then the other one
Actually,
doing the...
in a race car, don't you use one foot on all the pedals?
You can heel and toe, but you do tend to need 2 feet if it's a manual one. If it's paddle shift, you can just have 1 foot if you want on the brake
Yeah,
and
but
accelerator.
paddle shift's not going to help in a situation where you've only got long,
No,
spindly legs.
no.
Could be done if you... What do you call it? Heel and toe?
Heel and toe, yeah, where you're like braking and blipping the accelerator at the same time.
Sounds easy.
It's difficult. It's a bit like... Oh, you can play the piano. You'd probably be fine at it. You're used to operating your hands and feet at the same time. Like, confuses me.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's
I
sort
love
of,
it, Mike.
I mean, really,
It's really
that's
good.
just a brief scene from an epic.
Yeah.
You know, probably I would say 2 hours or so of Oscar-winning material that really Hollywood should be getting in touch about.
Well, I
Why
mean,
not?
I think in the spirit of the game, now for 50p, we will take the intellectual property rights to that
What?
story.
Oh my
Hey
god!
man, that's the game is a satire of late stage capitalism, and that's what happens. You get your rights taken.
Right.
We've optioned it.
Do I at least get the 50p?
It's
In the mail.
I'm sure we posted it. You'll have to talk to finance about that. It's not really me who sorts that kind of thing, but
Well, I feel like I've learned a valuable lesson here.
yes, you have, Mike. But let's find out what kind of valuable lessons you guys have been learning in the comments. Last week we looked at some more bosses who couldn't help but crank out a tune before or during their fights with us, and had a bit of a rave thanks to dubstep-themed Drill X.
These big beats do nothing to stop your Skylander from kicking his big metal butt. I guess that's what happens when you're magnetic, man.
Oh, was that a dubstep reference?
I don't know.
Too old for this.
Commenter Kathy Ed really felt Luke's pain. Luke saying, "I'm too old for this," and then laying back down on the floor is the most relatable thing.
Look, I like to dance as much as anyone, but trying to do it while also being down with the kids, no, too much work, I won't do it. I'll be in my trailer.
Well, maybe we could try something a bit more traditional, as commenter Plague Pit wrote. Am I the only one not so secretly hoping for a full-blown musical episode of Show of the Week/Weekend?
Well, I would love that, but it would be a lot of work. We'd have to write all the songs. So
Well,
probably-
funnily enough, Ellen said she's been going a bit stir-crazy because she's been ill, so she's done quite a lot of work on it already.
Oh.
She's done a load of the lyrics for most of the songs, sorted out some of the chorus line dance routines, and you've got a solo tap routine.
What?
Yeah, she also wanted me to let you know that you need to learn it all by the time she gets back, and also write some of the music for her songs, or she will, and these are her words, smash your kneecaps to bits.
Oh.
Elsewhere. Luke and I jumped onto Metro Exodus, taking on a bunch of weird-looking zombies in the heat of the desert.
They're like golems who've been on the protein powder, aren't
Yeah.
they? Hench golems. Oh, I died. No. Killed by hench golems. The Mike Channel story.
Some of you were really keen on the hench golem idea, including the Ammo619, who said, "They're like Gollum who's been on the protein powder." Frodo watched as Gollum sank into the lava. What he didn't see was Gollum dragging himself out. His pure hatred for the Baggins keeping him alive. He knew he would have to get stronger. He knew he would have to CrossFit.
Elsewhere on the channel. Jane joined Luke on the sofa to chat games on ships and TV shows on ships, getting into the fantastic linguistics of the era of the Terror.
Were people more eloquent back then, or is it just this TV show? I'm always saying such eloquent, meaningful things.
Do you know what
And day to day, I say like, lol.
Lol.
Lol, my dudes.
Lol, my
I
dudes,
feel
what
like
up?
it's a lost art.
Commenter Jonathan Davies has a theory regarding the evolution of language. In 100 years' time, people will say, "Lol, my dudes," to try and appear sophisticated.
Indeed. Lol, my dudes. Lol.
Well, Jane might even be around to test that theory in 100 years' time as some sort of zombie monster, probably, after she downed something interesting.
I mean, T-virus stuff is for noob scrubs. When I unleash my bioweapon, it'll be the JD virus.
Oh, you brought that into the office. That's cool. Should you be wearing gloves?
Probably.
What does it do?
You know what? I'm not sure. Do you want to find out?
No!
Cowards.
Yeah, Agamemnon had some concerns about Jane's choice of beverage as well. Get well soon, Ellen. And since Jane just opened her big bottle of virus, get well soon, everyone else.
Yes, get well soon, Ellen, and don't worry about us, we'll be fine.
I'm sure it's just a cold.
Mike, would you like to see some fan art?
Yes, obviously.
Yeah, you would. Check this out. This is sent in by Dob's sister.
Egbert looks amazing. I love his coloured sort of
I know.
bluish armour. I think it's a good look for me. I should work on getting that look.
What I love most about Dob here is the way that he is oh so casually losing all of the loot.
Yeah.
Which is
Sounds
canon.
like Dob.
Which is canon. Like, Dob doesn't lose the loot. He just discards it.
Right.
Uncaringly. Unthinkingly. Because he has no
Because he
needs.
knows there's more important things than money.
Exactly.
Not many more important things, but some.
I love it. But check this out. Check this out, Mike.
Oh, crikey.
So this,
Wow.
look at this. So this was sent in by Chris Lynn. It's our D&D characters, but drawn, inspired by Spider-Man.
That's incredible,
characters.
isn't it?
Yeah. So you've got sort of Merylwen here. There's sort of, I think that's like a sort of Spider-Gwen.
Yeah.
Spider-Meryl-Gwen.
Meryl Gwen.
Thing
Got it.
Thing going on.
Even more laboured name than Spider Gwen.
Jane is Doc Ock, but
Right.
with like actual tentacles. You are Green Goblin because
Yes.
you've got a bomb.
Pumpkin bombs, yeah,
Pumpkin
yeah.
bombs, yeah. And then I think Corazon is based on Taskmaster. And Dob
Is
here,
the
right, that's
guy?
the Shocker, yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so. I love it. It's really cool. What a good concept.
I love Prudence's Doc Ock Gogs. They're amazing.
Doc Ock Gogs. Try saying
Just
that
sounds like
5
you're trying
times
to clear
fast.
something out of your throat.
And finally, Mike, look at this. Blair Shed sent this in. Now, Mike,
Where to start?
I don't know if you watched last week's show of the weekend.
I mean, I didn't actually, but
So you must be
I'm going to go
fairly
back and watch
confused.
it. It looks good, though.
Fairly confused by this image.
This is an Elvis fighting a Lord Nelson with cannons for hands.
That is actually a pretty on the money description.
Right.
So last week, Jane and I had to make No More Heroes assassin characters.
Nice.
And this was Jane's, a Elvis impersonating assassin.
With a glowing microphone, I want to say.
With a glowing microphone, yeah. Mm-hmm. Lonnie. And mine was the Admiral. What I really like is that Blair Shed has drawn Admiral Napoleon Bonaparte's hat with this exact thread that as what I stuck on the paper. That is.
Wow.
Thank you everyone for your incredible fan art. It is amazing and so heartwarming to see. I love it. I love all the spider persona stuff that's going on. Nice one, guys. So if you want to come and see our D&D characters in real actual life.
Your segues have been amazing this episode, can I just say?
Thank you. Yeah,
You're
you
excelling
can
yourself.
say. You can say, Mike.
But do carry on, otherwise I'll just ruin the segue.
You've earned yourself a shiny rock this week.
I want my racing car back.
Well, shiny rocks is what you get. Yeah, you can come and see us do D&D live
Yes.
at MCM in Birmingham on the 23rd of March, which is a Saturday.
All you need is a ticket to MCM Birmingham.
That's right.
There is no additional charge for this show. So yeah, grab your ticket for MCM Birmingham. Come along, see us do D&D live. It's really good fun.
It's going to be great fun. Johnny's going to be there. Who knows what he's got cooked up.
He's already cooking it up. I talked to him. He's
Really?
already he's
give
already
you any
working
clues?
away. No, he's too good for that. He knows we need to go in completely fresh with only a limited understanding of how D&D works.
I mean, it really wouldn't matter how much you told us ahead of time.
exactly.
We would immediately forget or accidentally subvert his whole plan anyway. So, yeah. But it's going to be amazing, so do come along if you possibly can.
We would love to see you there.
Yeah, and apart from that, thank you very much for watching this episode show of The Weekend. Thank you, Mike, for being an excellent guest, talking all about Far Cry. What have you learned? What did you...
What have I learnt? I have learnt
What
that
hasn't he learnt?
I need to secure my racing car just in case a post-apocalyptic dystopian corporation comes and steals it from me.
Let's face it, in the post-apocalypse, you're going to be modding your race car.
Oh yeah, I'm going to turn it into the last of the V8 Interceptors. It doesn't even have a V8, but it will do.
Please, Mike, can I come with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I will be the Timber the dog.
Dude, you can. I'm sure there'll be a mounted machine gun on top of that thing, which you can be in charge of.
Amazing! Apocalypse isn't looking so bad now. Bring it on, I say. Thank you very much.
How do we accelerate this climate change thing? Luke's in the garden burning a load of coal.
Keep thinking about the mounted minigun.